El-Rufai is grooming our children to become miserable Almajiri parents. Reactions have continued to trail Kaduna State Governor over two press releases contradicting themselves on student resumption date. Some parents expressed concern over the declining education system, claiming that the aim is to frustrate the education system in Kaduna and turn the fortune of younger generations into miserable Almajiris. Others said the happenings in the state is a secret plan by northern mafias to eradicate Western education completely, since they believe educating a child is forbidden. Recall that Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai at a stakeholders meeting on Monday announced that schools in the state have been closed indefinitely, explaining that this would allow security operatives to flush out bandits terrorizing students. A press statement issued by the Kaduna State Commissioner for Education countered the earlier pronouncement by the governor, describing it as fake news. Dr. Moses Wiyep, a resident of the state whose daughters are students of Federal Government College Malali, Kaduna, he said all the dramas being played in the state, kidnappings, killing of students, and demanding for ransom, is just to frustrate parents and students from studying further. If your son is kidnapped and they ask you to pay just ₦1,000,000, by the time you pay that ransom, you are left with nothing to even feed, let alone sending your son to school again. When your son refuses to go further, you know what it means. Social vices step in, all manner of bad character will creep in, he said. Also speaking with Daily Post on the security threat in the state, Mrs. Juliana Moses, who said people are living by God's grace, said what is happening in the state is beyond everyone. According to her, it is better for the military to take over than to continue with the present government till 2023, when a new government will set in. The saying that children are the leaders of tomorrow is no longer in vogue. Those children were being deprived from attaining education will make them become great leaders of tomorrow. They are now frustrated while their parents are financially handicapped, as millions of naira is paid as ransom, she said. All right. I mean, this is absolutely true, 100%. I think obviously this ties in with the eradication of Western education, and it's very odd. It's very oddly specific. Why is it that children, the leaders of tomorrow, the ones that are getting educated, why is it that it is children, it is schools specifically? That is a major red flag. Why kids? Why children? It's a different thing if, okay, fine, you're just going to random villages and all that. I mean, that is still bad in itself. But we're talking children. I mean, from December last year, statistics have shown that over 1,000 students have been kidnapped by bandits. So it's like, okay, fine. Why? You know what I mean? It's too specific. Why must it be the children? And of course, you have to understand with that region and what it has faced with Boko Haram, in which Boko Haram actually means anti-Western education, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's definitely, the movement is very much tackling, the removal of the Western education, and it's very oddly specific. Why children? And that is, it's like, what a way to attack the future of a land and the prospects it would have, and that in itself is a big red flag. And of course the Almajiri system as well. Of course the intention is good, as with every technology, as with every method, as with every concept on paper. It's always good. Again, it's the people who, let's say, mistranslate it or get compromised with their own selfish views that basically just turn it upside down, or the realities of just implementing a plan creeps in, and then you find out that what you didn't think of plan B, C's, D's and E's before you implemented a plan. So yeah, that's what it is. With the El-Rufai becoming grooming children to become Almajiris, and this is what parents are saying, it's not far-fetched. The parents have a right to be annoyed. Now with education, I do not know. Okay, what the parents can do is informal education with the experience that they have, teaching their children how to survive, cook, clean, communicate to the English that they know or the language that they know, um, do practical things like changing a light bulb. I am not sure. Again, what the parents can do is teach their children right now the practical things they would need to survive in the kind of environment that they're in, and that is the best that the parents can offer. It is absolutely fearful, and imagine what it's doing to the minds of children. When you associate education or you bring a word of education or learning for children in those areas who have been traumatized directly or indirectly by their friends being kidnapped or hearing about a school being kidnapped that's next to their house. Anything education will signify a red flag. This is traumatic. The children, of course, being kidnapped is a whole different, okay, they need counseling and all that, but then even the children that are indirectly affected, anytime you associate the word education or learning with them or going to a center to learn, that would bring up red flags. It's traumatic because from what they know, especially from their young ages, and we're talking really young children till secondary school, the formative years of a child's life, let alone now educational life. So again, it's like it's traumatic because it would deter them from wanting to learn anything else in the future. Not that it will happen to every single child, but we cannot rule out that possibility because as a child, these things will stick with you for the rest of your life. So it's like this is turning even parents as well. Parents are going to be like, you know what, this education, I don't know what you're going to find in the school. Stay at home and lock the doors. You know what I mean? Because obviously their safety is priority, and you cannot be going out when you're to learn. What are you learning that you're risking your life? Of course, it's a snap decision. The parents will not send their child out to go and learn when you understand what is out there. And of course, that is sad, but it is the reality of the situation at hand, and it's so sad. It is very much sad, but the parents may just have to look for international help. Parents may just have to look for international help, and that is literally just what it is. I'm sad, but oof. Somebody say, let me tell you, people from Kaduna State don't have a governor. What you have is a fanatic Fulani man who doesn't value education. Yeah, you're gonna have to make decisions for yourself. Again, obviously with religion and all that being tied in, just have the grace and extend grace, or we just pray that people are wise enough to differentiate human flaws and then the attachment to religion and all that, because it's definitely not a good look at all, because again, it's like if everything is tied into the religion looks like as if this is oppressive and all that. Put what you think about it in the comment section below. Do not forget to like and subscribe.